Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Zenaton, and welcome to today's video for Legends of Runeterra. Today, we're going to be looking at a deck that, I like. I really like this deck. It reminds me of, I want to say a Delver deck from Magic. We get on the board early, we use really just one kind of unit, and just attack and get a lot of damage with that one unit. I guess you could also say it's like Boggles, kind of, from Magic. If you don't know what those are, basically, they're decks that are very focused on a single unit, maybe two units. But we're going to be talking about DRAVEN Akshan today. Kind of similar to Pantheon decks. Basically, this deck is like a Pantheon deck, but it says, I want to be special and not play Pantheon. And we play very similar to Pantheon decks. So let's go and look at the deck. Okay, so welcome to the deck. This deck is a deck I've been working on for a while now. It's I've played a little bit on stream as well. Very fun deck to play. It does struggle against burst speed interaction. In other words, things you can't interact with, like Mini Morph and Hush. But outside of that, I really like the deck. We're basically trying to give a unit Overwhelm and attack in with it multiple times, either through multiple turns, so you just have a DRAVEN with Overwhelm, because he levels up really easy with this deck, and you just attack with DRAVEN who has Overwhelm multiple times, or you use a Ruined Reckoner to get multiple attacks, and maybe using a Whirling Death to clear a blocker for your Overwhelm unit. Absolver on a unit too, and then we use Ruined Reckoner is also pretty cute. But that is basically the game plan. We've got some protection here, survival skills, Rite of Negation, Hourglass, a one of Soothsayer to give our champs spell shield. Siphoning Strike also can buff our champs. Really fun deck to play. Is it a good deck though? No, but it's fun, and I honestly think there might be something here, and someone who's better than me can definitely fine-tune this deck. But let's go through the cards really quick, and I'll explain why they're here and what their job is. First off, 3 Ancient Preparations. We're really champion focused, specifically DRAVEN focused, so we want predictions, and the 2/2 is really nice. Even if you have your DRAVEN already, an extra predict in the mid game to late game is also really good as well. Lets us find our one-ofs, like a Soothsayer, maybe another win con, or a little extra damage like an Absolver, or maybe a Ruined Reckoner, or if we're against a certain deck, maybe Rite of Negations, more survival skills. Basically, we just are trying to make our draws a little bit better, and the 2/2 helps fight for the board. So, pretty nice. 3 DRAVEN's biggest fans. I'm probably going overboard here with this many DRAVEN's biggest fans. Maybe 2 is correct, but again, we really want to draw DRAVEN, so I'm playing all 3. 3 actions. I remember one time when I was playing this deck on stream, someone was saying, like, why is action here? Action doesn't seem to do anything. Action is here basically to do 2 things. 1, eat removal. A lot of people see action and like to kill him right away, whether that's through a Mystic Shot or whatever, or like a Challenger or something. That's kind of his job. He's here to eat removal and make your DRAVEN that much safer. His second job is just to create a Warlord's Palace. And you might say, like, won't it be hard to actually finish the Warlord's Palace if you don't strike a lot with action? No, because we do have a lot of ways to target our own units. Grappling Hook targets your own unit. Axes will. Whirling Death does too. So yeah, we have quite a few. So I really like it. And then of course, if you have a second action or the first action somehow didn't die and you get a Warlord's Horde, you of course get your Sentinel's Horde, and Sentinel's Horde, well, you know about this card already. This card is great. Except in this deck, sometimes you might actually go for the champion buff and give your champion spell shield and a +2/+2 buff instead of the card draw. But yeah, all 3 actions. That's why we're running 3 actions, but you could probably play like maybe Katarina's. Katarina, like as a one-of, is definitely a consideration, but action is just so strong and so good on turn 2. I want to play all 3 of them. Couple Hourglasses here. Mostly just a protection spell here, protect your units. Just remember though, the unit comes out the way it went in, so if it was stunned when it went in, it will come back out stunned, so just remember those things. Triple Preservarium, just a little card draw here to keep cycling and make sure you don't run out of cards. One of Soothsayer. Thanks to Warlord's Palace, it's actually really easy to find one-ofs. Also Ancient Preparation, so a one-of Soothsayer is nice. We don't really want to draw multiple of these, and it's fine if we don't draw it, but it's also pretty solid if we draw it as well, so we play a one-of. Triple Absolver. We actually level up Draven relatively easily in this deck. So Absolver will be active really quickly. So we play 3 of them, and it gives Overwhelm to our Draven if he somehow doesn't have Overwhelm, but it's mostly just here for the extra stats. 4 mana for a +4/+2 is great, and since you can split it up between 2 units, even better. Triple Draven. This deck's actually trying to level up Draven, so just remember that. And think about how you can level up Draven relatively safely. And that's why we have a lot of these spells here to try and level up Draven. For example, Grappling Hook. Draven, to level up, just has to strike while he has a Spinning Axe. So you play Draven, you put a Spinning Axe on him, you strike, you attack, and he strikes the Nexus or a unit or whatever. And then you play a Grappling Hook post-combat or pre-combat if you want. And that's a level up Draven. Pretty sweet. Plus, Grappling Hook can just make more Spinning Axes too. So that's really nice. One of Roar of the Slayer. This is basically just here because we want another discard outlet. And it's an okay card too. So we use it basically just as an extra discard outlet for survival skills because we don't really have any other way to discard that we like at fast speed. I don't even think there is actually another decent way to discard at fast speed. That's good. Like there's a focus speed way, but not a fast speed way. Yep. So yeah, I don't know. We'd rather play like Rummage or something here, but we're not in PNZ. Triple Whirling Death card is great. Really good when you have a Overwhelm unit to get a blocker out of the way. Pretty decent for leveling up Dravens as well. And just a solid removal spell, so we play 3 of them. A couple of Rite of Negations. With Whirling Deaths and stuff, and all these buff spells, you actually have a solid chance of countering more than one spell with Rite of Negation, so it's pretty sweet. And targeting a unit will actually progress your Warlord's Palace, so there's also that, if you want to go for that. But yeah, just mostly here for more protection. Triple Ruined Reckoner. You know this card by now. It's just here to give you more attacks with your Overwhelm unit. Pretty much going to just be Draven here and push in more and more damage. And a 4/3 for 4 is not awful. Ancient Warmonger makes your Draven that much bigger. It's a permanent buff, and itself, it is a Overwhelm unit as well, so it is not terrible to actually play as a very, very, very last resort backup game plan. Triple Siphoning Strike, great card with this deck. Very expensive card, I will say, but striking a unit helps us level up our Draven, gives us more Spinning Axes, and thanks to our protection spells, basically Rite of Negation and survival skills, we're probably going to get this to resolve. And 3 survival skills. Survival skills is pretty much exactly why we are able to play Triple Siphoning Strike, but Triple Survival Skills is so strong for this deck. Just be careful, because when you do discard it, you can't really target and choose which unit you want to protect. So if for some reason you have a Ruined Reckoner on the field, your Ruined Reckoner will get the survival skills instead of a Draven. So be careful with that, but survival skills so good in this meta and so strong for this deck and keeping Draven alive. But yeah, this deck's a little weak to very, very heavy removal decks. But I still think it's a fun deck. And it's really fun to play, and fun is what matters the most, right, guys? Anyway, then let's go and play this deck for a couple of games. Okay. Fizz Lulu. So it's a Yordle and Arms deck. I like what I've got here. But yeah, so we're against a Yordle and Arms deck. I'm actually gonna keep Grappling Hook, because Grappling Hook lets me kill a Lulu, but it also lets me kill a Yordle Captain, the 4-mana 4/4. So I really like keeping this Grappling Hook. But yeah, pretty okay start here. Warmonger's not terrible. We're just going to play Draven's biggest fan. Maybe get in 2 free damage with this. I really just want to draw 1 survival skills. If I can draw 1 survival skills, I'm happy. And I also really hope they waste some removal on action. Alright, just going to go for 2 damage here. They took it. Love to see it. But yeah, action here is pretty much just going to eat a Mystic Shot. And that's it. Hopefully... I could just not play action this turn, too. There is also that possibility, but I'm going to play action this turn. Yeah, especially when they're going to just play cards here. So get in their action. I assume they're going to have a Poro Cannon here, maybe?
I don't need rules to know good from bad.
There's no way they didn't have a spell. I don't know. Kind of surprised they just played the Telescope here. Makes me feel like they probably have a Yordle in arms and they're trying to get it active really quickly, which this deck makes it active much easier than a traditional Demacia Yordle in arms deck. Because Fizz, really. Fizz being Bilgewater. So yeah, I don't know. Kind of surprised. Kind of surprised they're just taking so long here. You either have the Poro Cannon or you don't. I mean, maybe they don't want to play Poro Cannon. Maybe they're... I don't know. Come on, opponent. Can't be that hard of a turn. I mean, I guess it can. Maybe they have a Flame Chomper's Poro Cannon? And they're considering using Flame Chompers? Okay, or nothing. And I'm just going to attack here. Okay. No Mystic Shot. Love it. Love it. Don't want to play Draven. I don't... Like, if I lose Draven, that's so bad, so I just attacked in like that. Maybe... Lulu time? Also, Draven popping out of the statue from Hourglass gives you another, okay, that's fine. Gives another, what's it called? Spinning Axe. And I think I'm going to play him now. For 1 mana, they can't kill Draven, so yeah, let's play this. So this means they can't play Yordle Captain. If they play Yordle Captain, then they don't have enough mana to kill Draven or action. Seems good. And if for some reason they do play Yordle Captain into, say, Poro Cannon or Scrap Heap for the Flame Chompers, that's fine. I'll just Grappling Hook and... well, Spinning Axe into Grappling Hook. Kind of wish I could draw a Survival Skills, though. Really, really need that Survival Skills. I might do some Spinning Axe Grappling Hook action with action, I'm thinking. But I don't know. Mostly because I want to get another strike with action. That's fine. Anything else? Feels like they have a Get Excited or a Mystic Shot in hand. Or not. Just gonna go wide here, I guess. Kinda hate this. Kinda really hate this. So... yeah. I'm just gonna block here with action. Oh, if they pass, that's great. Okay, just gonna block with action. I think I'm also going to block like this. And play the Hourglass, is what I'm thinking. Not because I want to Hourglass here, but because I don't want to take this much damage, and I really want to accelerate my Warlord's Palace. This is mostly just to get a +1 on Warlord's Palace. And getting a second Spinning Axe is really, really nice. That's also another reason I did that play. That might not be correct. Like, this is a very difficult deck to play. I'd say you have to think a lot. Whirling Death is great.
Now we're cooking. Axes coming right up.
So just gonna do this. fine. Please no Mystic Shot. Love to see it. Really like seeing that play. I'm not a fan of it, but I am going to Grappling Hook here. I'm really not a fan of this. But I think I need to level up my Draven here. Plus, this actually pops the Warlord's Palace, which is another thing I want. Alright, so, what am I looking for here? Siphoning Strike. Another action's not terrible. Ruin Reckoner? Well, okay. Gee, I wonder what I want. I mean, I guess it makes the choice easy. Surprised they haven't played a Mystic Shot or anything. Draven's biggest fan. I'm not gonna play him because I still have a relatively high amount of health. Another Absolver, though. I'll probably play him now, though.
Autographs after the fight, kid.
Autographs after... Oh, God.
I'm just so worried about this Yordle in arms. And I feel like they have it. Okay, no Yordle in arms. I'm just going to take a lot of damage here. No Lulu either. Love to see it. Okay, they had a Moonsilver from Telescope. You hate it. You really hate to see it. Am I dead? Oh boy. I can Hourglass Draven. So I can do this. I have to do this or else I die. But then I don't have a unit. Well, actually, if I do it like this, I put the Hourglass first and then I do this. Yes.
You hoping they'll die of boredom?
Now here's the issue. I'm going to have too many cards because Draven's going to pop out and create another 2 Spinning Axes. So I have to do this as well. So I don't overdraw. So yeah, this should keep me alive. It keeps my Draven alive. And I'm getting a lot of Spinning Axes and I've got double Absolver here. So I might be able to win this upcoming turn. Or I get burnt out. Lots of Spinning Axes. Now, what do I need to draw, though, is the problem. Ruin Reckoner would be nice. Like, Ruin Reckoner plus survival skills, action, and something else good. Ruin Reckoner, nice. Pretty nice.
Fixing the world one scoundrel at a time.
Now, here's the question. Now what? I guess if it is... Okay, we're just gonna attack in now. Well, hold on. How many... I can only... Yeah, this one's tough. I can play 3 Spinning Axes, getting rid of one of my Absolvers. Interesting. I think I'm going to do that. Because I need to keep my Absolvers around in case they have Get Excited. So I can Absolver Draven. So we're going to do it like this.
Now we're cooking.
And then that. And then this. And then we just attack in with everything. And if they think that they got me and they have Get Excited, I've got Absolver. Okay, if that's it, That's great. Get excited. No block on action's actually insane. Yeah, so there is a get excited. So we'll start with this. Do I win here now? So here's the problem. I'm playing Ruined Reckoner. I really wish I had one more card because I could Spinning Axe, discarding my Absolver. Let's see. So this will target you. I could Spinning Axe this.
Oh, sure. Take your time.
I don't have enough cards. I want to cast both Spinning Axes so I can give my units Spell Shield. My DRAVEN Spell Shield, but I don't have enough cards. So I just have to hope they don't have Pokey Stick, I think. Yeah, I have to just hope they don't have Pokey Stick. If they do, oh well. And they didn't have it. GG.
Look at the damn, I'm good.
Oh, okay. First off, we're getting Squeeby. Great player, by the way. Go check him out. As for this, I think I'll keep this. Draven's biggest fan and action. Seems good. Little afraid though, because they can go wide. We're just gonna start with Draven's biggest fan here. Am I going to play action? Yes.
Good people don't look the other way. This is justice.
We're just gonna do this. They can't block anything here because of quick attack. If they were to block action, quick attack would actually kill it. And because they did this block, now they can't actually kill my action with this. So that's great. Also, since they're playing Broadwing, that actually makes me think they might not be playing Ranger's Resolve. Maybe less Buster Shots? Gonna be an interesting turn. Or interesting game here if they're playing Broadwing. Like, Broadwing makes me also assume they're playing Tenor of Terror? Like, Tenor of Terror is also a very scary card. Well, that's awful. We're just gonna pass. So I can Whirling Death. And I kind of like that. So the reason I'm going for this Whirling Death here is not because I like this play. Well, I do like it. That's why I'm going for it. But this kind of forces them into actually finding a way to kill action. Unless they have Pokey Stick here. And they don't have Pokey Stick. Love to see it. I'm going to just start with a Ancient Preparations here. Siphoning Strike is very, very interesting because they can't actually respond to it unless they have double Pokey Stick. That's huge. That is actually crazy good for us. I also have a second action here I can play next turn. Grandfather Fae is whatever. Just chumping? Sure. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Another spinning axe. So now I can probably play like... I could play like spinning axe on Draven. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spinning axe my Draven.
Time for the moneymakers.
And I'm gonna siphoning strike this. And hope they don't have sharp sight. I love it. Oh, I love it. Telescope is okay. And now we can play action next turn. Yeah, we'll have a 4-4, 5-5 action, actually. Just a little bit of this. What would I like to draw here? Survival skills, or Roar the Slayer, or Grappling Hook. It's not Roar. It's either the hook or survival skills. And because I already have one hook, I like survival skills. Nice, and they're not gonna attack in. Love to see it. Really love it. Okay, okay. And we'll just play action here.
Talk is worthless. We are what we do. I don't need rules to know good from bad.
Looking pretty good. Sadly, I can't cast a second siphoning strike, but I think this is still pretty good. That's okay. We're just gonna... We're just gonna attack in with everything here, I think. I could do some Overwhelm shenanigans. I'm not going to, though. Now I might. So you can be brought up to 9, 10 damage. And with Overwhelm, you'll deal 9 to face. Nah, I'm fine, I'm fine. It's good enough. I'll take this. My game plan is they'll play a unit here, and I'm going to spinning axe, grappling hook it. Maybe. Depending on what they play, of course. Like, I won't kill an owl cat. Okay, there's the owl cat. Like, Tristana is what I'm hoping for. I was like hoping for a Tristana or a Gnar. Another telescopes, whatever. So telescope, And thankfully, our units are relatively big too, so even if they get a Yordle and arms off, it won't be that scary.
Oh, please don't kill me, Akshan.
Are you playing the version that's playing... Okay, they are playing one Teemo. I would grappling hook a Teemo. Yeah, that's whatever. Okay, well, I just said I would grappling hook him, and I did mean it.
Now we're cooking.
So, here you go. That should level him up, too, I believe. Yep, love to see it. And if they got any, like, big, scary, like, epics from Telescope, I guess there are big multi-region units, too. We've got a Siphoning Strike. Serpents, whatever. Roar of the Slayers. Nice. We can roar away the Serpent. Okay, well, we're bonking that. Basically, if I do it like this... No, let's do it like this. Yeah, I want more spinning axes. Plus, it's kind of plays around sharp side a bit. So yeah, I like this. All right. And I'm just gonna give my unit spell shield here. Ooh. So we'll just do this. And give our boy spell shield and win the game. GG? Perhaps? Alright, we'll just buff up our Draven and give our action Overwhelm. And I think that's game. All right.
Oh, me. And maybe those other guys. Whatever.
Oh, well, hello. Are you a new player? Excuse me. I'm in Masters, but whatever. Maybe my opponent just, wait, Draven with no mastery? Have you never? How about Jinx? Jinx would. Okay, I see how it is. This is probably. I know what's happening here. First off, this is probably. This is an interesting turn. I'll start with Ancient Prep and then play an action. Yeah. Not terrible. But yeah, I assume this person is probably like a control player. All right, good. We found the Draven. Like a control player or something, and they never... Oh, wait, if they're control, wouldn't they have played Tri-Beam? Maybe they're like a Shadow Isles control player, and they've just never played Tri-Beam, or like Draven Ezreal, and they're just, for some reason, I guess because they're in Masters 2, they're just memeing around with discard aggro. It's not a weird meme, in all honesty. Like, I've seen some people say discard aggro is not that bad, but I think the problem with discard aggro is that, I don't know, Jinx just doesn't feel good enough. I really think if you want to play discard aggro, you're just better off playing Draven Rumble. Depending on what they do here, I might not actually play Draven. I might just play Preservarium Landmark. Like, I really, really don't want to play in the... Well, okay, well, never mind. Wait, what? Okay, so they really hate Bandletree. Okay. Sure?
Time for the main event.
Not gonna lie, I don't like Bandletree either. That's fine. That means they probably don't have crowd favorites, so I don't have to play around crowd favorite. All right, we won this. Like, sure, they got rid of my landmark, but that was 4 mana to not develop the board. That guy is just gonna be discard fodder. We're just gonna start with Preservarium, try and draw into that. Or Hourglass would have been a good draw too. But yeah, pretty solid here. There's the get excited I was expecting. And we're going to, of course, put it on Draven. And we're just going to open attack. Well, attack in after they pass priority. Thank you. And here you go. Kind of wish I had a little extra mana, but I did play that Preservarium, and if I didn't play Preservarium, I would not have been able to save my Draven, but it's still a little sad. Good news, though, they're not developing the board. I feel like they might concede, though. Like, I've been in this situation before where I played... Yep, GG.
Look at them shaking in their boots. Ha! Vengeance with a smile.
Okay, so welcome back to the deck. Pretty great games for us. 3 games, 3 wins. We went against 2 Yordle Arm decks and a person playing discard aggro for some reason in this meta. I feel like they still were just memeing around. Very fast game against a discard aggro player too. But yeah, 2 Yordle Arm decks, 2 very top tier meta decks. Lulu, Fizz, which, while strong, most people just consider it like high tier 2, not really tier 1. But then we went against Teemo, Tristana, Gnar, Yordle and Arms, Demacia, which is probably the best deck in the format if you just want to climb, and we beat them both. But yeah, pretty good games. I feel like those games got to showcase exactly what this deck is trying to do. Against the discard aggro player, not really. They just, first off, they were playing discard aggro, a really old power creep deck that's kind of outdated. And they were playing bad cards in it, like Aftershock for some reason, which I assume is there because of Bandletree, but I feel like a good discard aggro deck would just not care about Bandletree and just aggro a Bandletree player down. But what do I know? Maybe they were worried about like their crowd favorite getting mini morphed against Bandletree. I don't know. But against the Fizz Lulu deck, we showcased how sometimes we just have to risk it and hope and make our opponent have an answer. Our opponent, I think in that game, we needed our opponent to not have like a pokey stick or something, or a mystic shot, or just a way to deal damage. Thankfully, they didn't have it when we went for our Ruined Reckoner win. Game 2 against the Yordle and Arms player, Squeeby, by the way, go check him out. Against Squeeby, we just dominated them. We had a really good draw though. Like turn 2 action is such a good start for this deck, and Draven's biggest fan giving us Draven also really helped, and that Whirling Death on the Broadwing really helped a lot too. But we have 3 Whirling Deaths, 3 Draven's biggest fans, so it's really easy for us to have a Draven by 3. And since we have 3 Whirling Deaths as well, it's really easy for us to find Whirling Deaths. But still, very good hand that game. Never did get to show out the Soothsayer though. There wasn't really a matchup where I would have liked Soothsayer. That's why it's kind of only as a 1-of. It's nice to draw, and it's solid as a predict choice, but we don't. It's fine if we don't see it. It's mostly only there for the more control-y matchups, which there aren't that many of. I guess Pantheon too. But yeah, we got in the Yordle and Arms matchup against Squeeby. We got multiple actions, so we got to level up action. We got to give all of our champs buffs multiple times from both the Warlord's Horde and the multiple siphoning strikes I casted. And we made our champs really big and won that way because they were forced to block. So their board couldn't get too big. And I don't know, maybe they didn't draw Yordle and Arms. Maybe that's probably why they gave up their board too, in all honesty. But yeah, I think the deck is fairly solid. I don't think it is a meta deck, but it does feel like a strong off-meta for fun deck. And these kind of off-meta for fun decks usually go the way of the 20% win rate kind of thing. And I think this deck can probably get like a 50% win rate in the right hands, the hands of a good player. And with some fine-tuning, maybe Might is something I should include in here. I like having extra removal, but perhaps Roar of the Slayer I can remove for a single Might. I like Absolver more, though, than Might, but Might might be a consideration, along with the Absolvers. I will say this, though, about this deck. There is a lot of thinking going on with this deck, which I tried to showcase by just talking about my plays a lot and trying to say, like, how I'm trying to predict my turns, the upcoming turns, like, how do I want to have the Warlord, how many countdown advances do I want to get for my Warlord's Palace? Do I have enough fodder to discard to my spinning axes? How do I level up my Draven? If my opponent plays this specific card that's very often played on this turn, for example, in the Yordle and Arms matchup, the Demacia version, I was like, okay, turn 3 is Lantern. Against the Lulu Fizz Yordle and Arms, I was like, okay, turn 3 is Lulu, turn 4 is Yordle Captain. Thinking about how to remove those very key units. And, of course, Grappling Hook, Whirling Death, and Siphoning Strike. We have a solid amount of removal in this deck. And that's not even including champ spells, too, because Draven turns... Extra Dravens are Whirling Deaths, extra actions are Grappling Hooks. But yeah, I really like the deck. Lots of thinking to be had when you play this deck, but a lot of people like that style of deck where you have to think a lot, plan out your turns. Myself included, I really love that style of deck. But I'd love to hear your opinion on this deck. Do you think there are some changes? I'm definitely open to that. I'm still working on this deck and making changes as I play it more and more. And do you think it's good in the current meta? Do you think it might be a off-meta contender to surprise people? Or do you think it's mostly in the meme category? Maybe with some fine-tuning, it'll be good. But of course, if you have any ideas about how to improve this deck, I'd love to hear it down in the comments below. And if you guys just enjoyed the video, I'd love it if you could leave a like or a comment down below as well. Always helps me and the channel out. And if you guys want to keep up with the Legends of Runeterra content, you can always go and subscribe to the channel as well. Also, if you want to watch me play some Legends of Runeterra, you can go and check me out over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Zenaton, where I stream pretty much every single day. Anyway, though, with that all said and done, thank you all again once more for watching this video. And until I see you guys in the next one, bye.